know I don't usually dip my hat into legal stuff out here, but this is one of the biggest things to happen to degenerates and anime fans in the longest time. And I did a lot of research on this, and that is the Offbrand site known as Smentai is being sued in the US for copyright infringement by another company that is also doing copyright infringement. Basically, a pirate company is suing another pirate company, which is hilarious out here to me. And I have some things to back this up out here. But first, let's get down to all the things that are going on to make this, well, just interesting, because I have done a lot of research here just to find out what the heck is going on. So on August 30th, a company called PCR Distributing, I know nobody knows what that is, did a complaint against Smentai, and they basically said, hey, you're gonna have to take down everything, give us all your money, do everything like that. I'll get over that a little bit here, but if you want to know who PCR Distributing Company is, it's very well hidden. It's kind of like a ghost company that doesn't really exist, a shell company, if you will, that includes like these other bigger companies that we know, J-List and Jast. I basically did a deep dive into it, and I found out that the founder of both companies is Peter Payne, just a dude who owns both of these things out there. And obviously, you guys know what J-List is. They do a lot of off-brand doujins themselves, hence the reason why they would specifically go after, you know, the biggest one out there. Now, what they're claiming is 5 original works, which is, you know, something that they probably would easily be able to prove is theirs because they own the original works, or they got permission from the original artist to sell it. Things called Submission Eternal My Lady My Master, or the big hitter, Hey, Let's Do It. Or how about the Hall Monitor, an SLUT Duty 3 and 9. Okay, man, what a name. This one here, I'll Squeeze You Dry. Man, I bet the judge is gonna have a good time going over these titles and what they contain and looking through everything that's there. Like, oh boy, wow, these are some crazy things. Now, obviously, J-List has more things that they could possibly claim, but I'll go over that in a bit, about why I say this, that they are basically a pirate company going after a pirate company. But I'll get to that eventually here, because I got to get over to all these nitty gritties, because there's a lot of legal stuff jargon in this here. I'm gonna try to summarize it. The meat and potatoes of their complaint basically said, through all of this text and stuff, all this legal jargon saying like, hey, you took our stuff. Don't do that anymore. They issued DMCA's takedowns, like get rid of that, you know, no more of that. But obviously they didn't comply. And so they're like, okay, now we're going after your entire website. Give us all of your content, your traffic. We're going to take your identity and redirect it to us if we can't have all the money and stuff. We're suing you basically for everything and taking you down. They're trying to claim that this, you know, pirate website out here is damaging the sales of their works out there. And they even shared like documents of, you know, what their web reports are on the internet, which are actually quite entertaining here, let me just say. So apparently it gets almost 80 million views a month. That's insane. The funny thing here is the visit duration is usually 10 minutes and 50 seconds. That's how long people last on that website. That's crazy to me. The top countries that use it, basically their audience is what they're saying, is the United States, which makes up the top demographic of about 25%. The next one being Japan, and the Philippines being mentioned in there too as number 3. I mean, there's a lot of us, you know, weebs out there that like this kind of content. What can I say? And let me tell you, there's a gold mine of funny things in here too, being like the most organic search terms being in here, like the typical name of the website, and the 5th one being Futanari manga. The thing that pops up the most in order to find this website is Futanari manga. My God, you guys are something else. If you don't know what that is, bless you, man. Don't look it up, man. But yeah, this is all public, of course, because it's like a public court case now. It's now in the public domain. You can see all the stuff, all the info there if you really want to go through it. I mean, I'll leave a link below to the court documents and all the stuff if you want to look through that stuff yourself. I'm no lawyer. I'm not going to go all through it. I'm just giving you just the basic bare bones here. It's too much for me. So what's getting Smentai in trouble here for the most part is the fact that it's not user-generated content, much like YouTube is. it's basically directly uploaded by them. So they're not protected by like the same thing saying like, hey, it's the users uploading this. It's not us. You can't go after that. You got to go after the users. We don't have any copyright protection things in there, which is how YouTube gets away with some of the stuff that goes on, the shenanigans going on here. So that's why they're able to try and press this through. And I'm not saying, you know, Enshmentai is like the best, most angelic website out there. We know what it is. It's a pirate website. We all know. For most of us in the US, we can't get this content. It's not sold here in the US. It's in Japan only. This is the only way we can really see this stuff. And obviously, these other guys that want to sell you some Shmentai through their website, they're like, okay, if we get rid of this, we're going to get more money, more traffic. Let's get rid of this. You know, J-List obviously wants these guys gone. They're saying that they've incurred damages from this pirate website existing, and so they want to, you know, get back all the money and the legal fees and basically take everything from Enshmentai that they can. They're gonna just take everything. But here's the little interesting tidbit out here. They're like trying to say that they're not the pirate website, that they're like the good guys here. They're trying to go through legal means out here. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this shell company, along with them owning all these J-List and other things, they're basically pirates too. They're doing just, well, maybe a little bit less bad because they're actually getting some licenses for all the other stuff out here. Let me tell you right now, they come from a shady past. If you look at the Twitter account of PCR Distributing, completely public out here, you can clearly see that they're making parody t-shirts and selling them. Now, parody t-shirts, some of them fall under fair use and things like that, you could say. But if a company really hates you making money off of this, they can easily issue takedowns and take legal action for you monetizing the content. Some of them make sense for like parody stuff out here. Like, obviously, this Lupin the Third, Han Solo Star Wars, Totoro shirt as Chewbacca. Like, that's a parody. They're adding all these characters, giving them different designs. Like, that one, you know, they may be able to get away with. However, this one out here, this Gurren Lagann t-shirt, believe in the me that believes in you, direct quote, the glass is all there, the shine, literally everything from Gurren Lagann. That's not a parody anymore. That's just straight ripping them off. They even got like a Pokeball one in here as well. That's clearly a Pokeball. And let me tell you, I don't think the Pokemon company likes you making merch of their stuff. They will go after you, man, if you do Pokemon merch and sell that. I mean, they got a handful of other parody merch in there too. We all know that like cons and other things sell all these kinds of parody merch out there. The legality of it is questionable. But most of the companies don't really care if it's on a small con scale, but if they see you in an online store, oh boy, will they go after you with legal takedowns and things like that. It's not legal stuff, man. But it doesn't end there either. If you go onto the J-List website and see some of the doujins that they're selling, one of the top ones out here that I can easily see that's very clearly selling pirated content for $12.50 is this Goddess Nikkei, Goddess of Victory. Unofficial fan book. Clearly labeled unofficial, and they're selling it for $12.50. They got the name of what they're selling on there. And yeah, that's at this point, if that company went after them, they would be in big trouble. Obviously, that's not the only one out there. They got plenty of other parodies like Madoka, Blue Archive. I see ReZero in there too. There's a lot that are even referred to by name, which legally you're not supposed to name them. So they could get in some big trouble. They're not all originals in there. I highly doubt that they got permission from Nikkei, Blue Archive, all these other companies to sell these doujins. And just because you put parody on there doesn't really protect you, okay? You're using the character's likeness, the name of the actual thing itself. It's not really parody at this point. But we all know that doujins have this blanket of Japanese companies typically don't mind you publishing this stuff. Why? Because it's great advertisement. It falls in a legal gray area where companies, they just won't go after you because it's good promotion. They know it's good promotion. But legally, it's still pirating. You're using someone else's copyright goods for profit. And hey man, I enjoy my parody works out here too. I'm no saint. I love all this stuff out here. I mean, I make content on freaking anime stuff all the time out here, but I just find it's freaking hilarious that a pirate company is basically suing another pirate company at this point. They're just a more disguised pirate company. They're also trying to hide like what they were, like by saying that they weren't linked to J-List or Jast. They were just using a different company so no one would notice. But yeah, this is kind of a big freaking deal. This is the biggest Japanese doujin pirate site that is going to be taken down. A literally archive of all of these amazing titles in all the different languages and stuff out there. Just like it may just disappear. All because of another greedy pirate company. I mean, you know, there's just a centipede that's eating itself, I guess, out here. I don't know if this is actually going to go through because they're using a US court system to probably go after some company that's in some other country that has different laws and different things that they go through. Can they really enforce what's going to go on here? But they're trying to go after the US corporations that, you know, do business with them in the overseas to try and shut them down through like this middleman company out here. So maybe something can happen. I don't know. All I know is it's entertaining to actually dig deep and see what's going on in here, trying to dig up and find out exactly what's going on. And it was just an interesting story that I just wanted to share with y'all. Now, I don't want Enchmentai to go away. It's going to be devastating. There's a lot of good content there that's easy to see that you cannot get literally in America at all because it's strictly in Japan. We can't see it anywhere else. And it's not just America that sees it. It's all over these other places that don't have access to Japan to see this content. And a lot of this parody content doesn't even exist on the market anymore because, like, it's parody content. They can't literally put it up in a store because of legal reasons. That's why it's usually sold at, like, the Comic-Con and other things like that. You know, it's strictly only there at conventions, you know? So it's like, yeah, it's a tricky situation. You're not going to find this stuff anymore. So it's going to be a big hit to the industry with this being gone. But of course, it's not going to stop like other websites from existence because let's be honest, there's a lot of other classy websites out there that, you know, will thrive in the absence of this mega giant. But still, it sucks. Don't want it to go. Now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions out there. If there's any actual like legal experts out there to see if this has any grounds to dig through all of the legal documents, feel free to do it. I am no legal expert, all right? I was just trying to dig deep and see what's going on and find out exactly like who's taking out who's going for the blood. And it was just an interesting story that I wanted to share and bring to light because, you know, like, this is stupid. This is honestly stupid. A pirate website taking out another pirate website, and they're trying to, like, prove that they're the moral high ground here when they're clearly pirating and doing the same thing of abusing stuff that they don't own, and they're trying, it's dumb. So, yeah. Leave your thoughts and opinions and everything down below. I mean, I'm trying to dig up any more of this story that I can. I don't think I can find any more than this currently because obviously it's going to be probably a very long and delegated case here. We'll see how it goes here. For now, I just thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you beautiful sons of guns again in the next video.